Latest football news,
engaging debates,
and fascinating opinions.
Pitchside Talk on IO Radio.
Yes, and welcome back to Pitchside Talk here on IO Radio with me, George.
And me, Dan.
Yes.
I'm back this week.
Yeah, you're back. Reunited. The dream team is reunited here on IO Radio. Before I forget to mention, if you want to follow us on Twitter, it's at Pitchside Talk. Instagram is talk_pitch. And if you want to listen to any of our previous shows, like last week's show, you can simply find them all on YouTube at Pitchside Talk. Dan, what have we got coming up on today's show?
Right, so today we're going to be talking about Ipswich and what happened yesterday, and a little bit of the Blackpool game as well.
A little bit of the Blackpool game.
We were also going to be talking about the Premier League and also the FA Cup, because there was games yesterday.
Yes, there was. So yeah, this is going to be an explosive show. So I wouldn't go away, because Dan's going to be all sorts of colours. He's going to be blue, red, black, yellow, any sort of colour. It's just
all colours.
All sorts of colours today. Stay up to date with the latest footy news.
Pitchside Talk on IO Radio.
Yes, that's right. Stay up to date with all the latest footy news here, Pitchside Talk on IO Radio. And I guess we better just get the elephant out of the room. Ipswich Town. We won't talk about what happened last night. It's down v Fleet. We were going to go back to Saturday first, because we actually had Ipswich played against Blackpool and started off a crucial week of fixtures 2 in 4 days with a defeat to Blackpool. What's in that game?
I think during this game we played pretty well. I think it's surprising how well we played it in this game, actually, because we had quite a lot of injuries. So Lambert had to change the team quite a lot for the game on Saturday. So we put in a good performance, but of course it's come back to bite us again. We're not taking our chances, and we get an equaliser. Everyone's like, we can go on and win this game, and we nearly score in the 90th minute. Freddie Sears had a 1-on-1, and of course he didn't finish it. 1-on-1s this season have been pretty poor, and they just go down the other end and win it in the 90th minute. And everyone gets angry.
It just feels like the same old story, really. Not ruthless in both boxes.
Yeah, exactly. We just cannot take our chances at the moment. I don't know what it is. I know both of our main strikers are out injured. Jackson's suspended, but they're out. But Keane and Sears, they should have goal threat, but we're just not putting away any sort of chance at the moment. So it is really frustrating, and especially when you put in a performance like that at Blackpool. We played pretty well, but didn't get the result, and that's the problem. We're not ruthless enough in the box.
Well, we're now going to move away from the Blackpool game. That's all covered and done, because last night was quite a big match. Lambert described it as a must-win. It's crunch time. It's put back what's happened and start fresh.
Yep.
And, well, it turned very toxic last night at Portman Road as Ipswich Town lost to Fleetwood Town, a 1-0 from Chad Evans scoring in the 40th minute. Came on as a sub for Callum Collins. Foreman. Is he a former Ipswich player?
Yes, he is. He was on loan a couple of seasons ago. Well, it all just turned nasty last night, and this is why it's going to get very opinionated now, because Dan is going to be firing all cylinders, aren't you? I can just see you. Holding it back. Now's the time to release it, because what happened? It's just again and again and again. Yeah, I think I'll start with the lineup. I think the lineup was so unbelievably random for a must-win game. I think bringing McGavin in the deep end for his league debut in a game that we had to win, that was poor from Lambert. I think bringing Dazelle in for no apparent reason. He hasn't been in the squad for a while. That's so random. And the formation we played, I know it was kind of a free.
I think it was a 3-5-2.
Yeah, but Judge kind of played as a shadow striker.
So it's a free.
It was a 3-5-1-1.
Yeah,
and that is not Judge's position at all. So we basically played Keane up front for the first half, and of course it didn't work. Everyone was screaming out for 2 up front. And we have been all season when Lambert plays 1 up front. But Keane up front, it doesn't work. And I don't know what it is about Keane. Whenever the ball's in the air, he just doesn't challenge for it at all. I don't know what it is about him. But throughout the first half, actually throughout the whole game, we showed absolutely no urgency for a must-win game. our players weren't fighting. Every loose ball, we weren't fighting for it.
There was no grit in the
No.
team really until the second half when Sears came on and it looked like he was a bit more determined. Simpson came on and sort of opened it up a little bit more for Ipswich, but the service wasn't really provided to him.
No.
Then
And-
Bishop looked off when he came on. He looked like he trying to spur the game on, and nobody's sort of going, we'll go and help him.
No. Well, that's the thing with Bishop. I think if he's in any other team, then he's going to be a fantastic player. But he has no service. And it was 90 minutes of a massive centre-back winning headers because we just kept playing it long all the time towards Keane or sometimes Judge, sometimes Sears. The number 6, Sutar, I don't know how to pronounce his name.
So, yeah.
But yeah, he won absolutely everything. He was absolutely huge. And I was fed up with watching that. And yeah, it turned toxic. And as I expected, if we were 1-0 down at the break, and yeah, it wasn't very good, very fun to watch.
Well, as you spoke there about the lineup, it seems like constant rotation is now back at Ipswich. It's now made a nice return. With McGavin being thrown in the deep end, I found out he's only played 336 minutes this season for Ipswich in the first team. No, this is his first league start.
Yeah.
I felt sorry for him really because he looked all right.
Yeah. No,
But he got some sort of heckling from the fans. I think that maybe unsettled him a little bit. But
yeah, he did okay. I think I do feel sorry for him just being put in this game, and especially when surely Lambert knows that the fans are going to turn if something goes wrong. So yeah, I do feel sorry for him. I thought he put in an okay performance, but it's going to do his confidence badly because he just got subbed off at half time, which isn't great. I don't think he should have started at all, really. That was a bit of a random one. But yeah, unfortunate for him because, you know, he did put in an okay performance. I do feel sorry for him.
But also something as well, against Blackpool, it did play a 4-3-3. It worked quite well, and they didn't get the result out of the game they wanted, but it worked well. Why did Lambert just go, oh, we're not going to stick with that. We're going to change back to 3-5-2.
Yeah.
We've got so many people out. You could have worked that in a 4-3-3 easily.
Yeah, I think looking at that team selection, I thought it was going to be a 4-3-3. I thought Garbett was going to push forward to the left wing, Earl play left back. I think that could have worked, but I don't know. I don't know why we didn't use that formation. I think we've relied on 3-5-2 for quite a while now. I think some of our best performances have been in that formation, but it's just, I think the personnel that he picked, it was just wrong decisions, and the tactics against a massive centre back. We knew what was coming every single time.
The fact that even the fans were celebrating when he won a header.
Every time he won it, we'd cheer.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous how many times we did that. But yeah, it was so frustrating. We couldn't pass the ball. First half, Fleetwood's passing was very well. Credit to them actually, because they did put in a very, very good performance. But it was so frustrating to watch, and I was very angry.
Yes, and also I've noticed something as well. Luke Wolfton was on the bench as well.
Yes, he was
starting man on the bench. I think that just shows how it's just season is going already when he's on the bench and he's one of the best players.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why Wolfenden was dropped really, because he suits a three at the back.
Yeah.
In that kind of style that we're playing, I think we tried that style where Chambers and Wolfenden got forward. I think it was against Accrington.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
And we haven't really done that since, and I think that worked really well. I guess it's just when we play big teams around us, good teams around us, we don't know what to do. So it's very, very frustrating.
Very frustrating. Well, last night did confirm. Well, I think for a lot of Ipswich fans that the playoffs are now over.
Yeah.
It's still mathematically possible, but I think it's now a situation of you've got to win every game from here till the end of the season and hope somebody just drops points really now. Does this now make you feel this could be... It's devastating for Ipswich that they're not now in this playoff fight, but this is more now of how far can Ipswich now fall from here? Where are they? They're 9th already on 52 points. If they lose on Saturday, which we'll get onto later on, they could be 11th. This is now a case of how far are they going to fall?
Yeah, maybe. I think we do, after Coventry and Portsmouth, we have an okay run of games, which we may be able to pick up wins. But yeah, I think playoffs are too far gone now. And I think it's unacceptable, really, to be coming into this season and not even getting in the playoffs in League One. we needed to bounce back quickly. We didn't invest in January, and it's just awful that we're now outside of the playoff fight. I can't believe how bad this season has gone, really, especially from the start we had. But yeah, we could fall down to 11th by Saturday, and it could go anywhere from there.
Well, Lambert said after the game, when he was asked straight away about his match thoughts, he said, "Everybody's suffering without a doubt. Everyone is suffering. The whole football club, the supporters, the players, the staff, everyone is suffering. You press the guys because the club is not winning. The first half, I don't think we were good enough. Second half, we were better. We had a few chances to get back into the game, but it never happened." Do you feel that surely these players should be able to cope with the pressure? It is a massive football club, massive expectations. The fans are some of the best, I think, in the country. They go to so many away days. I don't know how they sell out the away days, perfectly honest. But surely these players should be able to cope with the pressure.
Yeah, I think they should be able to. I mean, it's a League One. I know it's a difficult league, but you should be able to stick a playoff fight in League One with the squad we have. And I'm fed up with players and the manager coming out with the same thing over and over again. Saying the same things in interviews and then coming out like we did yesterday and putting in that kind of performance. It's just ridiculous how they can say that kind of stuff. Like Will Keane, who was saying, "We know we're not good enough," things like that, and then he comes out and performs like that. It's unacceptable, really, for me. I think Evans has got a massive job to do now. I know we want him out, but I think this coming summer is going to be massive because we're not going to go up and we're not going to get in the playoffs, and our better players are going to leave. So it's going to be a massive summer, and I don't know what's going to happen. But, obviously there's pressure on the players, of course, from the fans now that it's turned. But they should be able to deal with that. And I think the fans that have a right to voice their opinion because of how poor we're doing at the moment.
And they pay the money as well.
Exactly.
And they spend their hard-earned money.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my view on that. But yeah, they should be able to handle the pressure in League One.
Well, moving on to Paul Lambert. Last night was a difficult match for him as Chad Evans did score. The fans turned straight onto him saying, "You're getting sacked in the morning." Quite loud voiced. I thought,
yeah,
oh wow. And I did look when they started singing. I did look at him and he looked very sheepish. I have to say, he didn't look very well when they started singing that. But what are your thoughts on him? And is he walking on a tightrope at the moment? Because it was a weird match for him. He made all substitutions before the 75th minute. Something we'd never seen before from Lambert. Rare. It's like it was his last saloon, really. But we know he's going to be safe because he ain't going to go. Because why would the owner want him out?
Yeah, exactly. The fans have turned on him now, and I think his tactics are all wrong every single game. I don't understand some of the stuff he does. I said on Saturday on Twitter, I was like, I have no idea what system we're playing, and it was the same today when we saw the lineup. Yesterday, when we saw the lineup, we were like, what on earth is this? This is so random. But now he's probably walking on a tightrope. But I still think he's safe as our manager. I don't think Marcus Evans is going to sack him, and I don't think he'll leave before the end of the season at least.
Is it more of a tightrope that's got a soft landing than a hard landing? Really, what he's got with the 5-year contract.
Yeah,
there's lots of probably insurances in that contract.
Yeah, well, I guess it depends how much it will cost Marcus Evans if he is going to sack him, and if there's clauses in the contract. There's rumours that there is, but it's unlikely that Lambert's going to leave, and that's why I'm not like Lambert out, because I know he's not going to leave. I may be like that inside. I may want him to leave inside, but I'm not going to say it out because I know that's not going to happen. So, yeah, I guess we'll see going into next season, but I can see him still being our manager next year.
Well, as you said there about the clauses, there's apparently a clause which is a performance clause, and rumours have resurfaced of a manager of the name of Neil Warnock who was linked back in December time to take over Ipswich Town and save their season. He's still linked with Ipswich anyway, but can you see him coming in and solving these problems? I know he says he's going to be retiring in the summer, but there's rumours that he could be convinced out to do another 2 seasons. But could he even solve the problems that Ipswich they got?
I think
he's a good manager if you look at it.
Yeah.
He's got the most promotions in English football history in 8.
Yeah.
He's done it. He's been with 16 coaches, so
he's a
proven manager.
He is a proven manager, yeah. But I don't understand what the obsession with Warnock with Ipswich fans is really at the moment. I think short term, I think he'll be able to get us up out of this league. But long term, I think he'll just be another Mick, and it will happen. The fans will turn on him, and the same thing will happen over and over again. That's why I don't think we should go for Warnock. I don't like Warnock's tactics personally. I know he did well with Cardiff with a squad that shouldn't really have gone up. They didn't have a fantastic squad.
And nearly stayed
season.
up by any chance.
Yeah, nearly stayed up as well. So he did pretty well with Cardiff, but I just don't want him as our manager. I know a lot of Ipswich fans will disagree with me because I've seen people on Twitter wanting him in, but maybe short term I'll be okay with it. But if we're looking in the long term, I don't think Neil Warnock is the answer.
Who should be then the new Ipswich manager? If Lambert did go, who do you think will succeed as Ipswich manager and be quite successful?
My first choice would be Nathan Jones. He was at Luton.
Yes, Luton and then Stoke.
And then Stoke. Yes, he didn't do very well for Stoke. I know that.
Well, I've actually got some stats in the season for him at Stoke. He managed 17 games, 4 wins, 2 draws and 11 losses. Was sacked by the 1st of November. But he does have 1 promotion under his belt with Luton from League 2 to League 1.
Yeah.
Should have been 2, but he jumped to Stoke, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
At the wrong time.
Yeah, so I'd pick him because, he's got a promotion. He did fantastically well with Luton, especially with the squad they had. And I just don't think there's really any other managers available out there. I don't know who's available at the moment.
I wouldn't be able to tell you who's off the top of my head. I know that managers that have been linked with are at clubs at the moment. Carl Robson was linked, but he's not going to Blackpool.
No.
So would he want to go to Ipswich?
No. Well, okay, I'd put Carl Robinson. He would be my number 1 choice, but I know that's not going to happen. 1, Marcus Evans is not going to spend the money to bring him in, and 2, he won't want to. But I would love Carl Robinson as our manager. But then my second choice would be Nathan Jones then. So I'm going to pick Nathan Jones. I think I want him to be our next manager, but I don't think Lambert's going to leave.
Gosh, well, moving on to Marcus Evans, there was a fan protest yesterday with the banners which were around last season of unambitious, underfunded, underachieving, and unacceptable. And they were ringing out his name last night as well. That's the first time I've heard a chance about him.
Yeah.
In that sort of voice from the North Stand. He was there last night, so he heard them, apparently. But he left early like he always does.
Yes, he did.
But will this actually come to anything, just in protesting him out? Because he ain't going to go, is he?
No.
He ain't showing any sort of willingness to go. We don't know. Is he paying off the debt first before he goes?
Yeah.
Or he's going to invest? Nobody knows.
No, it's really confusing what Marcus Evans is doing. I think he's done well keeping the club afloat because we've been in debt. I know he does well with putting money into that, but on the other hand, he doesn't put any money into the squad. I mean, he kind of did. Paul Hurst's summer, his first summer, we kind of spent some money then, but on the wrong players. That was Paul Hurst's fault. But then his recruitment of Paul Hurst was the wrong decision in the first place. But I think in this January, we needed to invest or at least bring someone in who's got experience, a striker who can score goals. But he's not willing to do that. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know. I don't think he's going to sell the club at all anytime soon.
Not going to be pressured into it.
No. I don't think the fans' protests are going to really affect it. I know it's a good thing that we're protesting. I think that is what we need to do. But I don't think it's going to affect anything. Marcus Evans and Lee O'Neill were there yesterday. I saw them sitting in the boxes on the co-op stand. So I always wonder what they think when they hear stuff like that. But, I don't think it's going to turn into anything. I think, he playoff season, he should have invested in January, and since that January 2015, it's just gone downhill. And he brought in this 5-year plan like a couple of years ago, and look where we are now. That's definitely worked. That's worked very well. Thanks, Marcus Evans.
Well, I have to remind you, no Russian billionaires drive down the A12. That's what he famously said in his first ever interview for Ipswich Town. Remember that? No Russian billionaires drive down the A12. I wonder what happened there. But last night, the atmosphere was very toxic.
Yeah.
I think fans did leave after the first goal went in. And it's like back to the Mick McCarthy days, really, with the atmosphere. Fans are turning their back on Lambert, Evans, and the whole club. This was actually the lowest attendance this season by Ipswich Town of 15,000. The last time it was, the lowest attendance from that was back in November 2018 against Bristol City. There's 13,000 there, but our fans now turning their back on the club, and especially with season tickets are coming up for renewal soon.
Yeah.
This is going to be a crunch time, really, for Ipswich Town, Marcus Evans and all that. What do they do with the season tickets, and will fans return?
Yeah, I think it's crucial for Marcus Evans bringing these new season tickets out because, he said he'd freeze prices if we go up, and we're not going to go up. So I don't know what he's going to do. He can't put the price up.
If you put them up, nobody's going to want to come back.
He cannot put the price up. So I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know what he's thinking of doing with the season tickets. And I think the fans are going to start turning their backs. We saw it with the attendance. And I think the fans have every right to do that with the position we are in League One. After the game, Chambers and Lambert tried to come over and clap the fans, and they just got a load of abuse. And I think after that performance in a must-win game, we saw no fight, nothing. I think they deserved that. I really do.
Really?
I think...
Especially the long-time club captain, really?
Yeah, I do. I think after that performance, it was just not good enough. It was unacceptable. In a must-win game, we needed to win to be still in with a shout of playoffs. And now that's gone. And it's just ridiculous where we are in League One at the moment. The club, the squad we have, we should be in the top 6 minimum, and we're not. So, failure this season.
Well, we're now about to move on to Dan's man of the match, and this is going to be an interesting one. So, Dan, who is your man of the match from Ipswich Town's performance against Fleetwood Town yesterday?
Right.
This is a tough one.
Yes, it is. But my man of the match for yesterday goes to Andre Dazelle.
Okay.
I know. I've probably said on the show before that I don't rate him. I think he's a little bit weak in midfield. But yesterday, especially second half, he was quite he was good attacking wise. I think he got the ball. He sprayed a few passes out wide. He looked like the player who was willing to create anything in the midfield, because our midfield was pretty much non-existent yesterday, especially if you had 4 midfielders on the pitch. Bit embarrassing, but I think Andre Dazelle was the best of a poor performance, because he didn't really have his best game, but he was the best of what we put out there yesterday.
Well, can I give a special mention out to Tyrese Simpson?
Yes.
As well? He did very well when he came on.
Yeah, he looks like a player.
Had a very good chance, which if the goalkeeper was short enough, he would have probably gone. But I think he deserves a special shout out as well.
Yeah, he did well. I thought he looked quite. He looked a nuisance up there. I think he actually, whenever balls were coming forward towards him, he'd actually try and use his strength and at least get something on the ball. Unlike Keane, who just stands there and watches it go over his head. So, I think he's a promising player, and I look forward to seeing more of him.
Well, Ipswich would be back at Portman Road this Saturday, taking on high-flying Coventry. Coventry are unbeaten in 13 games. They're now top of League One by 2 points over Rotherham. That's quite funny. Top of League One. I wonder who was top of League One a long time ago.
It was only a month ago.
Only a month ago? Really?
Yes.
Gosh, I thought it was longer. They are unbeaten in 71 days. The last loss was against Shrewsbury back in December. Ipswich, what's Ipswich's record at the current moment? They've got 4 wins in 24 games. They lost 6 in 2020 already. 5 they lost in 2019. 25 points from 24 games, sorry. what could we expect from this game? And what is your score prediction?
I am not looking forward to this game at all. I'm really, really nervous for it. Because if we put in that kind of performance, I think it could be 3 or 4-0 to Coventry.
Well, can I just remind you that if Ipswich do lose this, they will drop down to 11th place.
Depending on results.
Depending on results, but they could go down to 11th.
Yeah, we could. So yeah, I'm expecting. I don't know what I'm expecting really. I'm pretty much expecting Coventry to win the game, but you never know. We might come out. I saw someone on Twitter say, in Ipswich will come out and win 6-1 on Saturday against Coventry. But no, I think I'm expecting a Coventry win, and I'm going to go 2-0 to Coventry.
Oh, okay, not good. Not looking very good then for Ipswich Town. I think we should move on to the Premier League next, just to cool everybody down.
Calm it down.
And I'll get a little bit angry myself.
Pitchside Talk on IO Radio.
Yes, that's right. Pitchside Talk is one of our own here on IO Radio. And if I forget to mention, if you want to follow us on Twitter, it's at Pitchside Talk. If you want to follow us on Instagram, it's talk_pitch. If you want to listen to any of our previous shows, simply search for us on YouTube, Pitchside Talk. And also, if you want to see us on the King's Anger Game Day video YouTube thing, as they call it, after the match, for our after match thoughts straight away.
Yeah, my very angry thoughts.
Yes, you can watch them straight away. And also, you can actually watch our clip now on Twitter.
Yes.
I love the quote they've used. It's from you. It says, "It was awful. Basically, we watched for 90 minutes a massive centre-back winning headers."
Yeah.
It was true.
Yeah,
we did.
That is true.
But we're not going to move on to the Premier League. We're going to be hopefully a bit more calm.
Going to calm down a bit now.
Well, you can. I'm not going
You're
to
not.
be. No, I'm not going to be at all, because Watford put in a star performance.
Oh.
See?
So funny.
Put in a star performance, seeing Liverpool's unbeaten record come to an end after 44 games without defeat. The invincible season's over.
Yes, it is.
No.
Relegation incoming.
No. After a 3-0 loss to Watford. What other stats? I've got some actually quite good stats. Watford are the first side to beat Liverpool this season since Manchester City did in January 2019. Also ending Liverpool's joint record of 18 games, a winning streak of 18 games, and also ending the unbeaten run of 44. Also, Watford ended a winless run of 5 games.
Yes.
I guess we better move on to Watford first, because it was a sensational performance by them.
It was.
They came out the block straight away. They're now out of the relegation zone. They are 17th. Can they take this run into the next few games, which, if I get them up, they've got quite a good run, actually. I know they've got Leicester coming up. Actually, they've got Crystal Palace away, Leicester at home, Burnley away, and Southampton at home.
Yes, they've got a decent run. I think this win's definitely going to give them confidence. I think they can go on and get some wins in these next 4 games. And, Nigel Pearson doing what he does best once again, saving clubs. And I think it's definitely possible that Watford are going to stay up this year. It's a fantastic performance to beat Liverpool and 3-0 as well.
Convincing performance.
Yeah, convincing performance. It's mad. They did fantastic, and I think they've definitely got a chance of staying up. And I think they've gone out of my bottom 3 for the end of the season now.
Ooh. I have to say, as I am a Liverpool fan, I have to say, if we were going to lose, we had to lose in spectacular style. And we did.
Yeah.
It wasn't a 1-0 boring game. We lost 3-0 and it all went wrong. But it was a rare day for Liverpool. Suffered a rare off day. Does this result bring them back down to earth a little bit? Because looking at the stats, the last time they lost by 3-0 or a bigger margin was 2015, when they lost 4-1 to Man City. And also, this last time they failed to score was March 2019 against Everton.
Yeah.
When Klopp blamed it on wind that day. Famous day of wind.
Yes.
But does this result bring them just a little bit back down to earth? They're not invincible.
Well, yeah. I think they've already won the Premier League, but
4 wins.
But yeah, maybe fans are now thinking we're not the best team in the world, even though they probably are. But we're not invincible. But no one can stop Liverpool now. It's 22 points clear at the top of the league. 4 wins will win the Premier League now.
4 wins,
and nothing can stop them. So I don't think this is gonna affect Liverpool too much. I don't think it's going to dishearten them that much when they know that they're going to win the league anyway.
Oh, thank you very much. Well, a team that got their relegation survival back on track, Norwich. They beat Leicester City 1-0 on a Friday night match.
I was supposed to be calmer in this section.
I forgot about Norwich, but they've only enjoyed 5 Premier League victories this season, and 2 of them have come against the top 3.
Yeah,
It's mad. They don't seem to perform against these little sides, but the big sides they do. They're only what are they now?
4 points, I think.
No, they're 6 points away from safety.
This
is as it stood on the Friday. Sorry, they're 6 points away from safety.
Okay.
Are we looking at a fight back here? Are we looking at a late fight back? It could happen.
It could. It's. I cannot believe that they're that close to escaping the bottom 3. Could we see it? I hate to say it, but maybe.
Oh.
I'm still going to say they're going to go down, but it could happen. You never know. Football's a mad thing. So, they could put a good run of results together. I don't know their next fixtures.
Let me get them up. I'll get them up very quickly.
I can't believe how close they are actually to surviving. They've got
next run of games: Sheffield United away, Southampton at home, Everton at home, and Arsenal away.
So they can probably think that they can get a result probably at home to Southampton, maybe Everton. I know Everton are on a good run. They've got a tough game obviously coming up against Sheffield United, but they could get these odd wins, and teams around them like West Ham and Bournemouth, they're not getting results. So you never know. As I hate to say it, you never know. You
never know. Well, Leicester, they've lost the last 6 of their 11 Premier League games. One more than they lost in the first 27 under Brendan Rodgers. It's a little bit concerning times. They've got a buffer at the moment in the Premier League of 5 points.
Yeah.
But it's still concerning that they're not winning games. Is it just now they're just they need to get back on this form they had at the start of the season?
Yeah, I think so. I think, they've done brilliantly. I think he's done a fantastic job, Brendan Rodgers. With the squad he has. I think the squad is a very good squad. But, yeah, it's looking a little bit concerning. I think Man United are on a decent run at the moment. For a club in crisis, they're doing pretty well. But I think they're safe. I think they'll probably be in the top 4 this year. I think they can get results from... I don't know. I don't know who they play. My Premier League knowledge isn't great. But
for Leicester... Leicester play next Aston Villa away. Aston Villa at home, Watford away, Brighton at home, and Everton away.
So yeah, 4. They've got some winnable games coming up. So I think they're safe. But they could look at that and say, Man United and Chelsea, they're getting points and catching up. But you never know. Well,
a derby happened on Saturday lunchtime. A very weird derby.
Don't get why it's a derby.
I actually asked that question on Twitter. Nobody answered it.
Oh.
I don't know why it's a derby, but Brighton lost a 1-0 to Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace recorded their first back-to-back wins for the first time since December, taking them 3 more points away from the drop zone. But this puts Brighton in crisis at the moment. Brighton, the only side in 2020, not to win a Premier League game. Seagulls have only won 1 win in 13. I've only got 11 goals from 11 games. They're only 1 point above the drop zone.
Yeah.
Are we looking at some late contenders here for not surviving this season? They're playing better football, but they're not getting the results.
No.
Like Chris Hughton, he played not very good football, but he got the results. He grinded the draws.
Yeah.
It's not working out for Graham Potter, is it, at the moment?
No, it isn't. And he signed a new contract, didn't he? Earlier on in the season. So that was interesting.
I wonder who signed an earlier contract in the season. I wonder what happened to him.
Well, he's got a safe job, so... Yeah, I definitely think Brighton are contenders for relegation. 1 point away from the bottom 3 in March. It's not great. And, they're on a pretty poor run of form. They've got some difficult games coming up, as I can see. Wolves, Arsenal, Leicester, and Man United.
Yeah, so not looking good.
There's some massive games for them, and it's not looking good. Yeah, I think they are contenders for relegation this season now.
Ooh, well, we'll just quickly skip through this game. Skip through the next 2 because nothing much really happened. Bournemouth drawed 2-2 with Chelsea. Bournemouth getting a crucial point.
They always do well against Chelsea, Bournemouth.
It's weird. They
Yeah.
actually were leading at one point, but they're now in 18th place.
Yeah.
Only one goal one goal away from safety.
Yes.
Chelsea ended their winless run of 4 away games, so they've ended that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that game, and then this game here, Newcastle draw 0-0 Burnley. Nothing much really happened, apart from Newcastle winless now in the last 5 Premier League games and failed to score in the last 4. And
Yeah,
Burnley
it's
are
interesting.
unbeaten in 6. Crazy times. And West Ham, they were protesting.
Yes,
they
were.
did an Ipswich. They protested, but this time their club actually reacted
Yes.
and won 3-1 against Southampton. West Ham picked up their 3rd win in 14 Premier League games, which is quite crazy. Jared Bowen's scoring as well.
Yeah.
He looks pretty
I
good.
forgot that he signed for West Ham, to be honest.
He signed on. I think he signed on the last
Yeah.
minute. But West Ham did quite well. They're now outside the relegation zone. West Ham. Dave Moyes wants to build something special at the club. The only thing he does is winning, apparently.
Yeah.
But it's only his 2nd win he's got in so many odd games.
Yeah.
They're now 16th, but they are still like they are in that band of Watford to Bournemouth. They're only a 1 goal away from the drop zone, but do they have enough quality to keep now out of there? The players they've got, they should be able to do it.
Yeah. I think they'll be safe. I think they've got quality in their squad. I don't know what's really happened with them this season. I don't know. They don't like their owner. I know that, but
I think it's the wrong investments.
Yeah,
I would
wrong
say.
investments. But they've got a decent squad. I don't think David Moyes was the right appointment. I think I said that last week or the week before, whenever I was last on. But they do have quality in their squad, and I think they can stay up this year. And this result's really helped them. I know it's still only on goal difference, but they're outside the bottom 3 now, and they can build on this, result.
And do you agree with sort of the fans' protests beforehand? I think 7,000 fans protested outside the stadium saying that they want the owners out.
Yeah.
Want everybody out. They're not fulfilling the promises of what we were promised in this big stadium, 60,000 seater stadium, and they're not getting the football we want.
Yeah.
Do
I
you
think
agree with that.
Yeah, I think the fans have every right to do that. If they're not happy with how the owners are owning the club, they're not happy with the players or the manager, then they definitely have every right to protest. And yeah, that's fine by me.
Yeah, and just an off day for Southampton, really.
Yes.
Just unlucky not to win.
Yeah.
Well, a team that was very unlucky not to win. Controversially, I'm not too sure, really, because it's a mixed one, but Everton drawed a 1-1 with Manchester United. Dominic Calvert-Lewin scoring a freak goal from David De Gea's poorly timed kick, and also Bruno Fernandes scoring a freak goal from Jordan Pickford's delayed reactions, and then Carlo Ancelotti getting sent off after the match for arguing with the referee Chris Kavanagh. I was in a mixed boat there. I was like, ooh, and I was like, he's been passionate for once. But Everton are yet to lose at Goodison Park since Marco Silva was sacked, winning 18 points actually from Boxing Day. Only Liverpool and Man City have 1 more points.
Mm-hmm.
But what I have to ask you first: did they make the right decision with that? Was Gylfi Sigurdsson in an offside position?
Yep.
But is he distracting De Gea's view? Because surely De Gea can look over a little bit, can't he?
He is absolutely not blocking the view. You can see it in this photo as well.
Yeah.
The ball's here, and De Gea is looking at it. He can see the ball.
Yeah.
I don't think that goal should have been disallowed at all. Sigurdsson didn't touch it. He moved out of the way. De Gea was only wrong-footed because of the deflection off Harry Maguire. He could see the ball. I think there's nothing wrong with that goal. That frustrated me, that did.
It did me as well.
Yeah. Even though it was Everton.
Yes.
This game's kind of a.
See
Who
when
do you want to win?
See when this game happens, I'm like, I don't know what I want from this game.
Yeah.
But Carlo Ancelotti, he was sent off for I don't really know what he said, but he's very passionate about what he said.
Yeah.
He now misses the next game, which is against Chelsea.
Yeah.
Not getting his heroes welcome. Do you sort of agree? Was he right to be sent off?
Probably, yeah. I think if you're going to protest like that, you're probably going to get sent off. I'm not going to say that was unfair. But, he does have a right, I think, to complain. It's just probably what he said to the ref got him sent off. So, yeah, fair enough.
Fair enough. And also, last game, because we actually had a Man City versus Aston Villa in the Carabao Cup final. We will get on to that in a little bit after this match. Tottenham lost 3-2 to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Probably, ending Tottenham's chances of getting into Champions League for the time being, but sort of pushing Wolves' chances of getting into the Champions League.
Yeah,
This was quite an entertaining game.
it was.
Spurs have lost now 3 consecutive matches, all competitions. The last time they did that was last May under Pochettino. Wonder what happened to him. And Wolves have won 35 points from losing positions this season in the Premier League. 6 more than any other side. Have won 21 points actually than any other side. That's quite crazy.
Very,
really.
very good form, those.
You know, Wolves, could they be late contenders? Could they actually do it? Competing in the Europa League and getting to the Champions Leagues as well.
Yeah, maybe because 5th place. It's going to be in the Champions League
At the moment, as we know, at the moment.
Yeah, at the moment.
At the moment.
I know what. Probably Man City will be playing in the Champions League next year, but yeah, at the moment, 5th place going into the Champions League, so it's definitely possible. Goal difference separates them and Man United, and yeah, Wolves, they've got a fantastic squad, so I think they've got every chance to get in Europe this season.
Yes, and also we did mention about it. Aston Villa did play Manchester City in the Carabao Cup final.
Yep. Aston
Villa lost 2-1 to Manchester City.
They did.
Man City are the second side to win 3 consecutive League Cups in a row after Liverpool did it. Hey, they seem to copy Liverpool a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, Man City were going to win this. But
Yeah.
Villa can take some heart from this because it wasn't a thrashing.
No, it wasn't. We saw it in the FA Cup final against Watford.
Oh, yes.
Man City came out and thrashed them. So yeah, I think Villa can take some heart from that. They've done well to get to the final, so I think they'll be happy with the run they had in the cup. Definitely,
They'll be very happy. And when we come back, we'll be talking about the FA Cup. It's been weird. They were actually on this week in midweek.
Yeah, they were.
Crazy.
The best place in Ipswich to hear the latest football debates, Pitchside Talk on IO Radio.
Yes, that's right. The best place to hear all the latest footy debates here, Pitchside Talk on IO Radio. And if you want to find any more about us, you can go onto our Twitter, which is @Pitchside Talk. If you want to see our Instagram page, it's talk_pitch. And if you want to listen to any of our previous shows, and if you've missed anything from this show, they'll be up tonight on the YouTube channel, Pitchside Talk, so you can catch up with everything. And now it's time for the FA Cup, but we're going to do it a little bit differently. I'm going to save your voice. I'm going to save your voice. You've talked so much today.
All right.
I'm going to have to do some talking now.
Okay.
I haven't talked too much, but we're going to do a quick little roundup of the matches that happened last night in the last 2 nights in the FA Cup, and preview some of the ones that come up. So I'm going to do this. Okay, now he can't talk. He's got no mic. And here we go. Very cheeky little bed there. Well, Arsenal won 2-1 against Portsmouth. They're now undefeated in 11 games away from home. The last loss was under Unai Emery. Mikel Arteta is very impressed by his side, throwing lots of risks for the young Gunners as Socrates scores and Etienne Nketiah scored. What a player he's been at the moment. We've got last night's games. We'll move on to, West Brom tried to do a late comeback against Newcastle. Newcastle won 3-2. And the first time Newcastle have reached the quarterfinals since 2006. So they're doing quite well for themselves. Also, Sheffield United had to take it to extra time to win against Reading. Dave McGoldrick scored his first goal in 316 days for Sheffield United. Billy Sharp did save the day anyway. And in the last game we have Chelsea beat Liverpool 2-0. I'm going to put your mic back up now so you can talk for a little bit if you want to. They beat them 2-0. This is Liverpool's third loss in 4 competitive games. Also, Chelsea have reached the quarterfinals for the 4th out of the 5 previous seasons, winning in 2018 as well. And Liverpool absolutely struggling at the moment, aren't they, Dan?
They are, yeah. Is it 3 losses in 4 now?
In 4. The last time that happened was November 2014.
Relegation form.
Yeah, in cup competitions and the league. Yeah, so it's not looking good for them, is it? No. Not looking good at all. And we'll move on to the games that are happening tonight. Leicester are taking on Birmingham City. Sheffield Wednesday are taking on Manchester City, the holders. And Norwich travel to Tottenham Hotspur to take on them. And finally, Wayne Rooney's Derby County takes on Wayne Rooney's former team, Manchester United.
The Wayne Rooney Derby.
It is the Wayne Rooney Derby, isn't it? It has to be.
No, it's not.
Who will win? Tell me who's going to win out of them two.
Man United.
Man United? Not Wayne Rooney's Derby County?
No.
Oh, Harry's not going to be very happy with you, is he? There we go. That's all your roundup from the FA Cup.
Wow, I like that.
Do you like that?
Yeah.
I like that as well.
Yeah, that was good. Well
that
done.
was good. I did quite well.
Yeah.
You know, I had to ad-lib from about a minute onwards because I went through the content too quick because I thought if I go too slow, we're not going to be able to make this run out anymore. So yeah.
Pitchside Talk, footy debate from the Premier League Outback.
Yes, that's right. Pitchside Talk here on our radio from the Premier League Outback. Well, from the Championship Outback, really. Might be the League One Outback soon, probably.
League 2 soon.
God, any sort of league. Well, we're at the end of the show, Dan.
We are.
We are at the end of the show. Well, thanks for listening, I have to say,
Yeah.
for another show. If you missed anything, simply this will be up on YouTube in a few hours' time where you can hear all Dan's debate about Ipswich Town.
It's been a good show today.
It has been a good show. I quite like
enjoyed
it.
it,
I quite
yeah.
like the new little format at the end.
Yeah.
I quite like that. But yeah, if I forget to mention, if you want to follow us on Twitter, it's at Pitchside Talk. Instagram is talk_pitch. And simply, if you want to listen to any of our previous shows, so you find us on YouTube at Pitchside Talk. Well, I don't really know what's going to be coming up next week, perfectly honest. I haven't thought ahead. Probably Ipswich Town again.
Yeah.
Ipswich Town again.
More rants.
Premier League. And I'm not too sure if we have Champions League next week. Might have Champions League.
Maybe.
We might actually have Champions League. That'll make it entertaining because I like Champions League, don't you? Everyone loves Champions League.
Yeah.
If you don't, what's wrong with you? So I've been George.
I'll be Dan.
And see you next week. And ciao.
See ya.
The whistle has been blown for full time. Tune in next week for another jam-packed show.